So that's school stuff. And then to make subdecks, you'll do the create deck thing. So so you could do that under Sketchy. So if you do create decks, Sketchy Micro.
Sketchy Micro. So then I go on these little options here over on the side.
No, so you have a deck that says Sketchy Micro, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to make a sub deck for it, just go click on create deck, and then type, just for say, you can change this later. Just for now, we'll just type cutaneous mycoses.
Okay.
And then drag it under that Sketchy Micro.
Drag it under Sketchy Micro. Okay. Yep. There it is.
So it's there. So now you have a sub deck there. And then to move cards, you need to find them by their tags. So I don't know. And you need to find things by their tag. So basically, you're gonna find all the cards by their tag and pull them into their subdecks. So you have go click on Sketchy Micro, your big parent deck.
On the nut, or click on the it itself?
Just click on it itself.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let's do this differently. Just go to Browse.
Browse.
You should have that massive thing on the left that has all your decks and all your tags, right?
Yep.
So look for tags that start with a hashtag and then say Sketchy Micro.
Hashtag Sketchy Micro.
So then you want to find, this has all the relevant ones that you want. So for the cutaneous mycoses, you're going to go, where is it? So you're going to go Sketchy Micro farm, you're going to go Sketchy Micro fungi. Did you find that?
Yeah.
And then there's 3. And so the first one is Malassezia, I think. Or no, sorry, the first one's the dermatophytes.
Dramatic.
So what you'll do, so this is all the cards that correspond to that particular video, and if you go down one, it's all the cards that correspond to Malassezia.
121 dermatophytes. Holy shit!
So you take them. You're gonna like methodically take the ones you want. So you can select all 4 of those cards.
Okay, so I click on this.
So you like hold down Shift, click the first one, hold down Shift, click the last one. So you want them all highlighted.
Yep.
And then right click, and you should have a change deck button at the very top.
Change deck, yep.
And then this is where you pull them into your new deck that you just made. So you want to pull them into the Sketchy Micro Cutaneous Mycoses deck.
And then they stay with their same tag though, right? And everything.
They have the tag. The tag hasn't changed. All that's changed is the parent deck that they're in. So now
I moved 4 of those cards over there.
Exactly. So that's how you move cards out. So you can, in theory, you could set it up however you want, but the way I set it up is, I'll send you this video when we're done. You can see my cards. But so I have Sketchy Micro. I have it broken down into all the relevant video categories that they have on their website, basically. So I have
I'm learning it as I go, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So what you can do, what I did over the summer, is I would watch a video, and then once I watched that video, I would pull those relevant cards into a sub deck and start to study them. So I wouldn't study them until I'd watch the video, and so you're slowly pulling out of the parent deck as you watch the videos, and rather than, that's just much more valuable than just like haphazardly and randomly doing them when you haven't watched the videos and you don't know them yet, because it's just not going to be as meaningful. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And then you can attack the other decks that you choose to use in the same way. So Zonky, I don't completely understand how Zonky's set up, but it's massive. It's like literally like 20,000 cards. So the Bro deck, which is essentially first aid, is like 15,000 cards, which is already a lot. So I decided not to do Zonky because I was like, that's just way too many cards. That's insanity. So I would definitely do the Sketchy ones because those are super high yield. But as far as the other ones, it's kind of up to you what you want to do. I don't know anything about Boards and Beyond and good.
So what decks do you use then?
I have the Sketchy decks that you have. I've made my way through those, so now those are just strictly reviews. And then I do the bro deck, which is parallels first aid, because I don't know, first aid's like in my mind, like the holy grail. I mean, it's surface level, but it's the most central thing to the content and knowledge that you'll need for first aid, or not for first aid, for step one. So, and in terms of like, if you just read it, like that's great in terms of orienting yourself and understanding it. But
read it. That sounds terrible.
What's that?
I don't want to just fucking sit here and read it.
Well, it is terrible, but yeah. So like that's fantastic in terms of like orienting yourself and being familiar with the book. But like that knowledge is gone like the next day. Like it's so dense. So that's why I wanted to do the flashcards associated with it, because it's just the repetition, which is how you memorize things, especially something as dense and thick as that. So that's why I really like those, and they're really good. The cards are really well done. There's have been several iterations, and there's actually like accessory information on them too. So there's a little bit more information than what is in first aid in terms of like pictures and just little descriptions on there too.
So you're gonna do you're in a block or whatever, or you read a chapter in first aid, and then you do the flashcards based on that chapter.
Yeah. So like over the summer I started ones from courses we've done M1 year. So like that was basically just biochem and immunology. And so I pulled those out in the same manner that I pull out my sketchy decks. So like for biochemistry in first aid, there's 6 different chapters. There's cellular, genetics, lab, metabolism, molecular nutrition. So I have a sub deck for each of those. And then yeah, I mean it's not as big a deal honestly to read it first and then do the cards as it is for sketchy. Like so sometimes I'll read it first and then start doing those cards, but sometimes because I have a certain number of new cards that I do each day, so sometimes I'll be seeing new material, but it's a good way I like learning that way, because I think the cards are really well done. Yeah, so I'll just pull them out and separate them, finding them like I showed you with their tags, and then just slowly work my way through that. And then but I mean I've fallen behind just because there's just so many freaking cards. Like I just finished cardio, and we just finished cardio, and so now we're in renal and respiratory, so I'm starting to do the renal respiratory cards, but I'm not that far into them. I've done like 20 of each. So
you're doing those with class. You're like simultaneously
I do those daily. Yeah, so that's why I end up doing so many cards on a given basis, or on a given day, is because I'll do all my class cards on a day, and then I'll do all my board reviews and new cards on a given day. And so it's the board stuff probably amounts to like 2 hours of flashcards each day, which is a commitment, but it just seems high yield and like the most efficient way to maximize long-term retention, which is what Anki's built for, which is why I wanted to do it. So that's at least my plan.